welcome to another Staff Connections. I'm your host, Bill Culp, and you know the premise of this show is to get to know those who are working for you and making a difference each and every day. Why? Not just because you matter, but because they matter. Joining us today is Joy Rubeo. How you doing there, Joy?
I'm great. How are you?
You should be great. All right, so, getting into it, 30 years here.
30 years.
Okay, so 30 years. Most of the time you've been in the council as a secretary for 30 years as a receptionist, right?
Correct. I started in, 1992, 30 years ago, as a library assistant, and we at that time were a junior high school, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. Transitioned here, and for the past 25 years have been in this building, or roughly, probably 20 years, whatever it's been since we've been in the building, and became a guidance secretary about 25 years ago.
All right, and this is not new to you, the area, because you grew up here. You grew up, you're a local gal here in Limerick. So talk a little bit about that.
Okay, my family moved here when I was in 3rd grade. I went to Limerick Elementary School. And we actually lived across the street from the Western Center, or I guess we call it the Technical Center, Western Center. And so we used to sled on the hill there, and I knew, neighbors, and grew up, came through, graduated in 1981.
There you go, show it off.
I brought out my yearbook, my Rambler for the occasion. Graduated from Springford in 1981, and then I rejoined in 1992.
So you're basically like Doogie Howser, 81. I'm trying to figure, you were, 12 when you graduated?
That,
11 or 12?
Yeah,
you look fantastic.
Yeah. I've been here like half of my adult life. I've worked in this building or worked here. So
pretty neat. Obviously things have changed over in those 30 plus years since you've been here. Obviously you're married, correct, all right? So for over 30 years, correct?
Correct.
Too?
32 years. Met my husband in college, and we dated 7 years and have been married 32 years. So almost 40 years.
So you were a hard sell. Now, who was it? You or was it?
It was him. It was him. I think we'll agree on that one.
I was going to say, because 7 years, I was going to say that's a hard catch right there. So that's pretty interesting.
Yeah. And I think both of us, life was changed. We were going through different life changes, so it was just not. I marched to my own beat. So friends were getting married, and I was just not doing, following that. So
gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, and you talked about, and growing up, one of the neat things was you had a kennel.
Correct.
Where you grew up, so you obviously love dogs. You got a Brittany right now, 14-year-olds. But what was that like, having a kennel? I mean, it's that had to be loud all day, every day.
It was, and our dogs, when my bus stopped in front of our house, the dogs definitely heard the bus before the bus stopped. And they were getting tuned up as we were getting off the bus because they knew that it was mealtime. So, and you could never, have a friend sneak in. It wasn't like you could, be doing, things in the neighborhood because the dogs always heard.
Yeah.
But I think probably my elementary school friends and through, pretty much through high school all knew that we had this kennel, and it was part of who I was.
Yeah. Was it hard not to keep some of the dogs? Because some of those dogs you got attached pretty quick.
Yeah.
Sometimes with dogs you really do.
We definitely had favorites. I did, and mostly they took turns being in and out of our house because we they were outside, and but we definitely had some favorites, and it was hard, and as they passed away, it was really hard. So.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, all right. So your duties here. What do you do here each and every day? I mean, it's got to be insane busy.
It is insane busy. I'm the guidance secretary for the 5th and 6th grade, and so we have 4 counselors here. So really, I try as students arrive to make sure that they feel like they are welcomed and safe in here, that it's an approachable place that they can come. Past being a receptionist part in greeting them, it's a lot of dealing with new registrations. The area is, growing, and so, I think right now we're probably 40 plus more than when we started in August. So just new registrations, withdrawals, filing, PSSA, some part of that, and really just assisting the counselors to make sure that they are, they're set for what they need.
Is there ever a time you're just like, I don't want to answer this phone call, or you ever hang up on somebody and just like...
I don't. I would love to, and I have that bubble coming out of my head sometimes that is like, but I guess like I'm old school that I don't like to call places and not have somebody answer the phone, so I try to answer the phone. I do grumble under my breath. I roll my eyes, but really, I feel like customer service is a big part of my job, so I always like to, make people feel that what they're calling about is important.
Gotcha. All right. So in your free time, I know you're pretty much an avid runner, so you run, a running club here. Right. You've done a marathon, and you did some half marathons. Can you talk about that? I mean, where did that come from, the love running?
I ran throughout high school and never was a good runner. I remember running in 9th grade, and I ran the mile, and I was lapped twice by the person that won. So as a slow runner, but I stuck with it, and it was just something that, for me, just stuck with me. I think it's me competing against myself, and in life that's what I try to do, is to make myself better. So for me, it's just trying to improve myself, and I'm almost 60 years old, so realizing that your body as you get older doesn't do what you want it to do all the time. But I've run one marathon, and that was a culmination of I had done the breast cancer 3-day, and so then we thought the next thing would be to do a half marathon. So that's
hard though. The marathon is
I know.
Gosh, 26 miles.
Feel like
How'd you feel after that?
Okay. Yeah. I mean, we stopped. It was in Harrisburg. It was hilly, and I'm not breaking any records. So, but it was fun, and I'm not really a competitive runner. Like I said, I just stop and take pictures if I see something that's scenic, or my sister and I started to do it together, and so it's just something we continued.
Yeah. All right. So you're pretty active. You like to go hiking and things like that, or so tell us about what do you like to do outside of school besides that running and.
Love to spend time outdoors, kayaking. I just started to paddleboard this summer. We went to the Finger Lakes, and that was really good. I work out with a trainer just to try to keep myself on top of my health as much as I can, and just being outdoors, being with friends, whether it be at the beach, taking the dog for, a walk. I just love being outside, whether it could be Valley Forge, we've gone to Glacier National Park, lots of different parks, so...
Now you mentioned the beach, and one of the things I noticed I thought was pretty interesting. Your dream job is a
beach tag checker.
Yeah, checker. Now, why is it more of like you want to live at the beach, or you want to be in control, just let everybody on the beach type thing?
Probably, I'm not into conflict, or so I'd probably let those people go that didn't really have their beach tags. But I love to be out at the beach. I like to meet people. I think it would kind of be just a fun job, like the Walmart greeter, but on the beach outside. Yeah.
You ever see those people who just, maybe pretend sleep? What would you do to those people that pretend sleep, or they go into the ocean when you're the beach tag person? Not that I would ever do that.
Right. I would probably try to get their attention somehow, and I don't know that I would really be full-fledged, stalking them.
Gotcha.
I'd probably let them go. I don't know that I'd be effective in that job.
Yeah. But. Now, one of the interesting things, I saw A Star is Born is your favorite movie. So what did you like about that? Was it Bradley Cooper?
Pretty much so.
Okay,
yeah.
that's what
pretty much so.
I was going to say, how does she like this movie?
Yeah, I like that he's a Delco guy.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. All right, very
and I think, the talent in that movie was really good. Lady Gaga, that's the version of The Star is Born that I liked, but I thought that she was really amazing as well. And just, it's a good story, deals with a lot of things, with addiction and things like that families face nowadays. So you liked it. I liked the music, liked the acting.
Yeah. All right.
The actor.
Correct. Bradley Cooper's a looker. He's good. He's a good looker. All right. So my last question is this. All right. So whenever you retire, what do you want people to say about you, and what do you want to be remembered for?
I think I would like to be remembered that I definitely made an impact somehow, whether it be just making somebody feel comfortable here as a new staff member, a student that might be uneasy about, being at a new school. I think one of my things is just being a good person. It's simple as just being a good person, and just, remember your roots. Don't ever take it for granted that, we are lucky to have such a great school here. And just, I think leaving it better than where it started for me would be what I would say.
That's a great answer. And I know you watched our Staff Connections before, so you did your homework.
I
so
did
that's
a little
pretty
bit.
good. Yeah, that's pretty good. All right. Well, it was great talking to you. Thanks a lot, Joy. Well, thanks again, everybody, for joining us. Make sure if you see Joy Rubeo, she's out running. I know she's out here at the 5-6 Center, here at the office. Make sure if you give her a call, be polite, because she'll be polite right back to you. You don't want to be one of those messages inside her head. But until next time, I'm your host, Bill Culp. Thanks for joining us, everybody, for Staff Connections. Have a good day.